Okay, my second article is performing backpacking by Schaefer to 2014, constructing authenticity every step of the way. Schaefer 2014 her main argument is that back performers perform a liminal rite of passage. The performer embodies the characteristics of the mystical traveler by using props, costumes, and scripts that are connected to the Western traveler. The backpacking is a liminal rite of passage for Western use, which symbolizes passage from childhood to adulthood and also establishes their independence. Schaefer 2014 proceeds to discuss the differences between embodiment and authenticity using performance-centered approach to tourism by performance scholars. The scholar argued that both non-academic and academic tourists can sense place through our bodies, which give us additional knowledge which would have not been possible. Schaefer 2014 claimed that authenticity could not be identified in places and objects, but in the body themselves. In the body, its interactions and context. For example, a backpacker tried to create a difference between themselves. Schaefer claimed that the authenticity could not be identified in places and objects, but in the body, its interaction and context. For example, a backpacker tried to create a difference between themselves and the individual tourists. The backpacker thought that they can come across authentic and unexperienced, and they can come across as authentic, and they have more opportunity to experience they have more ability to experience unexpected happenings when traveling across Europe. The independent traveler, the independent traveler, that's the backpacker, had no time constraints, unlike the individual traveler who was always scheduled to perform one tourist activity or the other. The concept of authenticity can be categorized into three ideas. The main research concerns itself with the naive tourist who tries to practice authenticity where it does not exist. The second, the other idea, does not acknowledge authenticity but rather focuses on the issues of power and authentication. And the third idea views authentication as a social construct that has a unique meaning to the individual. Performance studies scholars support the last idea because the backpacker performs an embodied experience. Schaefer affirmed that backpacking is a social construct because the backpackers perform features that are synonymous with backpacking culture and its participants. Schaefer proceeds to give us an account of two trips that she had taken to Europe. The first was incomplete, and therefore the second trip was considered as completing the journey of exploring Europe. Schaefer gives us a detailed narrative of her research and what was required of a Western backpacker. The scholar noted that in carrying out research for the trip, she used several guidebooks, of which some of them did not appeal to her because it was made for upper class rich Westerners, and she was someone that was living on a budget and would be on a trip on a budget. So she eventually found a book, Rick Steves, whose ideas and philosophies appealed to her.